Functioning as a bilingual, an introduction to the modules that we will cover in this lecture. So in this lecture, we will look at what is it like to be a bilingual on an individual plane, on a social plane, but not only this, also neurologically, how is a bilingual different from others. So we will try to look at how are the two languages or more than two languages represented in the mind of the bilingualist. How do they actually process those languages, and how do they function in different languages? When do they code switch? What are the reasons of code switching? Does code switching have a grammar of its own? Or if not, which grammar is followed when code switching is practiced? As you would know, code switching actually means switching from one language to another language. So we will explore this aspect from a bilingual point of view. And then comes the social plane. How have the bilinguals being viewed by the society at large, how acceptable they have been, and how do people look upon bilingualism? Have the attitudes actually changed, or are they still the same? We will explore that also. And then, of course, there is this concept of semilingualism. Now, what does semilingualism mean? Semilingualism would mean that a bilingual or anybody knowing more than one or two languages actually does not actually come to know any of the languages to a perfection or to a proficiency level of a monolingual. So this concept of semilingualism, what does it mean? What are the implications? And how does it apply to bilinguals? We will explore this. And then, of course, there is this question of stigmatization. Are certain bilinguals stigmatized? Are certain languages stigmatized? And consequently, are speakers of those languages stigmatized? We'll explore that question. And related to stigma is the question of language rights. How come we have come from stigma to language rights, and how have we bridged the gap? Having said that, we would say that the stigma of speaking certain languages still pertains in certain aspects and in certain contexts. However, the question of language rights, which has been raised in different contexts, somehow allows us to bridge this gap or to cover the stigma that on a social plane has been attached to certain languages and the speakers of that languages. So this is what we are going to cover in the coming modules.